held tight around me, heart within. Doors might open any moment now, gotta be prepared somehow. I'm ready and waiting, fire burning bright. I'm ready and waiting through longest night. Won't let it die out, won't fade away. Ready and waiting for that day. Burning, burning, never gonna stop. Burning, burning, till the moment comes.
Evening, everyone. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. Tonight's going to be exciting, and exciting it shall be. Anyway, it's good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Hit the likes, share the show. Tonight is a one-on-one debate session. So if anybody has anything they would like to debate me on, now is your chance. Note that there are rules. They are in the description below. If you need to read through them, please do go through and read the rules. Note that there will only be one-on-one debates. There will not be multiple people on. If you do come on and I am busy with someone, I will keep you in the back until the debate with the current opponent is done. You get to choose the debate. Just make sure you keep it cordial. Please don't try and make it into a shit show. Just relax and be respectful, and everything will go well. If you do swear, just try and keep it at a minimal, please, because it does also interrupt a lot, and not all of us are really into the swearing thing. But it's good to see you guys. Really appreciate you coming. We have had some votes already. 64% of the people who voted did say they are ready to come and debate and choose a subject. So it'd be great to have you guys in. While we wait for people to come in, let's just say hi to some people in the chats. I did see Pirate Man in there, Derek Nelson, Ronnie Frown, Debatable D. Who else did I see? I think that was everybody I saw so far, but it's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. So if anybody wants to come in and have a debate, like I said, it can be any topic you like. It is all up to you. You get to choose. I will try my best, though, because obviously I don't know everything. And whatever topics you choose, who knows? Maybe I know something about it. Maybe I don't. So bring up any topic you like, and then we take it from there. Hey, Two Wolves, good to see you, man. How's it going? Yes, I would love them to present the oblate spheroid. That would be quite great. Unfortunately, they can't do so because there is no such thing as an oblate spheroid. It only exists in the imagination. SKS, good to see you too, man. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. So, update for tomorrow night's stream while we're waiting for someone to come in. We're going to be going through the updates on the third temple because, yes, there has been some updates for the third temple to get built. Quite alarming updates, actually. And it's going to be sad to see that the people are still just denying that the third temple is going to be built. Odd. Raza B, what's up, man? Good to see you too. Glad you can make it. So we'll see if anybody decides to come in. But many blessings. And then, you know what? Let's make a poll vote because I have been approached recently by FTFE to debate Jaren on his channel. So if you guys wanted this to happen, which will apparently, go against my last video where I said I'm done with this, I'm finished with all this anti-flat earth and stuff. But hey, people are begging me left, right, and center to debate these guys. So I haven't done one in a while. So type 1 in chat if you think I should go debate Jaren on FTFE's channel. Obviously, it'll be on mine too. Or type 2 if I just carry on doing what I'm doing and staying out of the anti-flat earth arena. So type 1 if you think I should go and change my mind and go back and debate people like this. Or type 2 if I should carry on doing what I'm doing and just ignore them. Up to you guys. So I'll be looking out for that. People said they would love to see me debate Jaren. It'll be exciting. Okay, a lot of ones. Hey, Wesley's also in the house. And ChatGPT is also in, and Dick Wayne as well. Oh, everybody's typing one. So I think I shall be taking Teriacum. Only Michael Khan saying number 2. uh, but yeah, okay. So there's a lot of ones. I will contact FTFE and tell him, okay, fine, I'll do it. Also, an update on the debate with Cupcake. Cupcake had to move on the debate another 10 days. So it's not going to be on the 16th anymore. It is now going to be on the 26th. It sucks because I was waiting so long for this debate, and it's like, yeah, would have been what, 7 days away. So now we have to wait again till the 26th to debate Cupcake, which would have been on the 16th. But it's fine. I'm more than happy to be patient and wait for that debate because I really want that debate. I might as well debate the brick. I agree, Michael. Notice how I still haven't got any takers for debaters yet. But I have had votes coming in. Still 58% from 19 votes say yes, they will come in and debate. But no one's coming in. It's odd. The link is above. The link is showing, guys. Renegade, what's up, man? Glad you could make it. The whole reason I've decided to do this one-on-one kind of platform thing now, change, is because, yeah, it sucks when you have all these people coming in and they just literally trying to turn this into a shit show because they just overtalk the whole time. They cannot be respectful, and they go all crying on us and all this. So I think this might just be a better structure if we have a one-on-one rather thing and just have a cordial debate or discussion with respect. Then I think something can actually happen and we can actually get somewhere with the content on this channel. So I hope you guys will support this venture going through. Obviously, I still will have open panel nights, but mostly it's going to just be this kind of thing where it's just me or a one-on-one or doing presentations. Obviously, we will still have the Friday nights 4-hour 4-topic thing because I think that has been really cool. But there will still be rules applied to that as well, because people love to just disrupt this channel for some odd reason. LJ, what's up? Good to see you too. Charles, hey Jedi, good to see you, man. Sandro, glad you could make it. I think I saw someone else pop in now as well. No, that was everybody. But it's glad you guys could make it. Note that we are still waiting for something. Whoever's in the chat, if you want to come debate me on anything, you're more than welcome. Even if you're a flat earther and you have something that is not, how can I say, with your opinion is different than mine, I'm more than happy to debate you. So if you even have something just to come and say to give a shout out to someone, you're more than welcome to. And then while we do that, I'm just going to say, appreciate everybody on this channel. Appreciate everybody who has been supporting this channel financially because it really, really does help me. I do really, really appreciate everybody. I do love you guys with the love of my heart and the love of Jesus. And even you guys who troll my channel, you might not realize this, but I do care about you. I care about your salvation, and I do care about everybody I do come across, even though sometimes I seem very harsh. And I guess that's also why I let people come on like Brenda and them, even though we definitely do not see eye to eye. But I do care. So, yes. And again, appreciate all of you guys. Have you guys heard anything lately of the rising earthers? Because I haven't. I wonder if we should actually look on something like that. Let's see. Smash the like button. Yes, thank you, Renegade. Really appreciate it, man. Where am I going? Okay. Let's see if we can get something going on while we wait for someone to come in. Only thing that really feels with me like this is when it has like dead air like this. I don't like it at all. But I guess it's normal. Let's see. Let's see. Beyond the imaginary curve. Let's see if he's had any recent uploads. 3 weeks ago. Oh, he's actually put up a thing about talking about skydiver speeds. Um, let's see. Yeah. Hey PJ, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Glad you could make it. I have to be honest though. Type one in chat if you think my openings are at least a bit more exciting than Dal's openings on his streams, or type two in chat if you think I should also go the same route and just open with saying nothing for a while. It's almost like an awkward silence.
Hello there, how are we doing? Excuse me, I've got a bit of a back issue at the minute.
Oh, he's very quiet though.
An injury, so I'm sitting on the hard chair. Just to keep
Also,
the
he's
pressure
very, very quiet. I don't know
away.
why.
Well, man, I hope you
He usually
can.
never sounds not really good. Unless he's screaming.
They're essentially based on observing how quickly the
Using ChatGPT to help him. Okay.
I don't go to pubs and
No, sorry guys, he's just too quiet. I can't do anything about that. But yeah. Debatable D. TFE. Remember, like I said, when I was when I was talking about the Unreal Engine, I was saying that it is one of my theories that could have been done. I'm not saying that is how it was or it is true. I'm just saying it's a possibility. And I have brought out videos to show how it's possible to fake the sun using Unreal Engine 5. And they, like I said, based on how McToon and Duffy looked, they looked like they aged definitely a year or two by literally like 4 days, which is weird. I do think that my idea does hold value. That I think McToon and Duffy went a year earlier, mapped out the camp and everything that they needed, went back, and then a year later everybody went together, and they just did their live streams there, but added everything in the fake sun that they could realize with Unreal Engine 5, which is very possible. So I just don't still see how people can accept TFE as true when all we ever get from it is deception. I don't see that. Thomas Morgan, what's up, dude? Glad you could make it. Yeah. That reminds me, I forgot to take my medicine for my spider bite. I got a spider bite like 2 days ago on my knee again. This is what happens when you live in the bush. At least yesterday I got medicine for it, so it's helped a lot. I do seem to attract spiders here for some reason. The thing is, I still, like I said, when it comes to TFA, what does it really matter if they saw the sun or not? It doesn't change whether the earth is flat or a globe anyway. The only thing I'm calling out of TFE is all the deception. I don't trust anything they show because they were being deceptive from beginning till end. Heck, the people who made the whole TFE is proud to be deceptive. So it's almost, the irony of this is, it's like going to trust a thief, a bank robber, and he says, you know what, I've robbed 10 banks before, but I'm not going to rob a bank again. We're just going to go to the bank together, and I'm just going to get money out, but I'm not robbing the bank. Just trust me. That's the irony of. And the sad thing is, people are defending this. I mean, if the guy Duffy who started this whole thing literally preached it's okay to deceive people, and then goes and is proud of deceiving people, came and showed he's been being deceptive many times, even coming on my show multiple times, showing his deceptive nature. Even when we debated, he was literally wasn't debating the subject. He was trying to character assassinate. That is not a character I would call very honest. Obviously, he has motives to do why he needed to do it. Obviously, we've all gave our opinions. Let's take his friend McToon, for instance. He's been shown to do many deceptive things in the past. He's proud of it. He thinks it's a joke when he gets called out on his deception. Practically everybody in the whole TFE group, I don't see any way we can just trust them, because they're all shown to be as deceptive as they come, and proud of it, to be honest. So it's quite a funny thing that people actually want to defend them and think that they are doing a good job by defending dishonesty and calling out people who's calling out dishonesty as the dishonest ones. Very odd. Anyway, we're still waiting for someone to come in and have a debate. The link is above if any of you want to come in. Glad you can make it. I don't know if I called out Terry Yukum. What's up, man? Good to see you. And then I also see Totally Level also popped in. Hello, hello. Glad you guys could make it. Well, I guess if no one's going to come in, we might as well then maybe look for something to talk about other than TFE. Let's see. Unfortunately, we could talk about Dell, but like I said, it's very soft. We can hardly hear what he's saying. We want something exciting, correct? Let's see. What is in the search of the flat earth these days? Flat earth, and let's see, this month. I haven't really watched flat earth content lately, so it's difficult to see what's going on. The history of the flat earth remastered by where I think there was a video that came out recently by Brian's Logic. It was quite good. We can actually watch. I think let's do that. Let's go look at some Brian's Logic. He brought out a video recently about 2 days ago. Flat Earth proven again and again. Okay, yeah. There we go. So we'll watch some Brian's Logic. Shout out to Brian's Logic, guys. If you, I'm going to put his link in the bio, in the chat for you guys. Do go and subscribe to him and show him some love. The Black Bull Tower. Now, this is one photo that was always doing the rounds, and it's still devastating to the globe. And the Globers just don't want to accept it, all because Mr. Ranty himself decided to become retarded and throw away perspective and all the optical effects he's always fought for all these years. It's very sad. That's what happens when you, quote unquote, sell your soul to the devil, when you sell out for money. Very sad. So, yeah. Let's watch some of this while I wait for someone to come in and debate.
My second attempt at this particular video. As
get my medicine so long.
first attempt, there was an issue with the audio. Anyway, we'll get past that and we'll move on. Okay, this photo, right? This is hotly contested, right? When it shouldn't be, but it is. I have a lot of issues with this photo and the original information that came out about it, etc., etc., etc. I'm looking into some stuff at present, like I was in the past, but now I'm looking into it in a different way. Probably the way I should have done originally. Either way, this is what we're talking about today, up to a point. Okay, you see what I mean. First of all, I'm going to address something. In recent days, past 48 hours, a baller has come out with a video. And this is what they always do. We're just going to show you his video. This is supposed to be displaying this observation on the globe, right? But what you'll notice is he's using parallel verticals and a horizontal. Now, they don't exist on a globe. There's no horizontals. There's no verticals. There's no parallels. There's no straight lines. on a globe. What he should have there is a tangent, right? So he's not displaying this honestly. This guy has become very dishonest. This guy, what's his name? Petey.
PT.
Become
Oh,
very
wait.
dishonest.
I wanted to say, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, PT loves to do this. I mean, I remember a few years back when I was explaining the Polaris thing, and you know, when I was showing the light poles, why they go down, you know, the Polaris goes down with latitude. And I think it was just at the sun's location. And they're saying, well, let me place the spot. And he keeps changing. He keeps the, how can I put it? That apparent elevation angle at the same height. And says, look, if I change the distance, it's changing. But he doesn't understand. It's optically dropping. Okay? So when you use the geometry, you're supposed to optically, you have to show the data to follow the optical drop. The guy's dishonest and keeps it at one spot. So, oh, you see, it doesn't work. It's like, to me, that's dishonesty, because he's been explained this. And this is the same kind of bullshittery he's doing against Brian's logic. And this is why I say a lot of the globers or anti-flat earthers in this space do this. They play dishonest games, and they seem to bring the worst out in everybody, because we get irritated and we get frustrated, because it's like, you know, you just feel like you want to just shake them by their neck and say, just wake up, stop being so dishonest. Unfortunately, this is all they do.
And like this kind of stuff is like, this is not the display of that observation on a sphere Earth. It is not. You don't have parallel verticals. You don't have vertical at all, because what you have is zeniths that are diverging from a center point, and you don't have a horizontal either. Now, I display it correctly in my own video. Now, I'll link this one in the description. This is it displayed correctly in my own video, right? I'll link this video in the description as well. My one is called Blackpool Photo Globe Downfall, right? And you'll be able to see me go through the details in my own video and show it correctly, as it should be geometrically correct for a globe. With the exception of I give them angular size. I only do that just to show some, just to make a point.
As much as I do appreciate Brian's logic and everything, sometimes Brian does love to, I don't know, talk a lot. So I do apologize for that. But he's a person that tries to logically get something out that's in his mind. So that's why he does babble quite a bit. But he does get the information out there eventually, and he gets it out quite well. So that's what I do like about Brian. So we got someone in. Who will we get in? Y. Who is Y? Hello, Y. Good to see you. Hello, Y. How are you going? Hello. Is your mic working? Why? Hello? I do have your audio enabled. I just have your camera disabled because you're not showing any camera. And unfortunately, I can't just let anybody come on, because I've had a lot of globers in the past trying to, do things that aren't. Oh, it's just a troll, guys. Just came in to say, why are you still streaming? You have no content. This is literally content showing now, but I'm going to remove the guest. Okay, next, let's carry on. While we wait for an actual person to come in instead of a troll, please do make sure to come in, guys, and debate if you have anything you want to present.
Within the video. It's angular size and perspective doesn't exist within that paradigm. If you understand our maths, which is orthographic, as we're showing here, and as I show
Norman, good
here, it's all
Igor as well. What's up?
There is no perspective involved. There's only or curve or not or curve. That's all I have. So, long story short, this is not geometrically displayed honestly and correctly, and I know this observer knows better. And just to show how dishonest it is and how correct I am, I'm going to go
the sad thing is, The sad thing is, this is all we really get from the Globers. They come in to troll my private chat, to swear at me, threaten me sometimes, just be mean and negative. And this is exactly what I'm saying. This is all that the Globers have at the end of the day, because they are not, how can I say, they don't have the kahunas to stand up for their opinion and their belief system. And so instead, what they'll do is they'll come here and either be a keyboard warrior in the private chat or a keyboard warrior in my chat there. It's as simple as that. If you don't have the integrity to be a grown-ass adult and have a discussion with someone that you don't have the same opinion with, how the hell are you part of society? How do you even know how to eat with a knife and fork without injuring yourself? How do you get out of your apartment or your basement to get food? Is my what I want to know. Because it shows you're a coward. If you can't face someone who has a different opinion with you by just literally talking to them, it shows you nothing more than just a slithering coward and pathetic in my book. Simple as that. What's up, Chilster? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it. Ronnie Frown also in. By the way, let's see what the votes are saying now. The votes have gone up to 31 votes, 33 votes, 61% saying yes, they will come in and debate. Notice that no one has hopped in yet to debate. So when will we get any Globers to come debate? Don't know. While we're waiting, we're still going to carry on watching some Brian's Logic.
Metabunk, right? Here's Metabunk. As you can see, Metabunk use a tangent, right? Just like I use, right? They call it surface level. There is no surface level tangent. Technically, they use no 11 at surface level. They're using a flat earth. But for the geometry, they must use a tangent. So this lower serrated line has to be viewed as a tangent by them, right? And as you can see, right, this line here, which is the observer, right? I'll make it bigger, right? And this line here, right, is divergent from each other, as they have to be, because they're coming in to meet a center point on a sphere. Now, if Petey, the guy, the baller, was going to display the observation correctly on a globe, then he has to use a tangent and he has to use divergent zeniths. Now, we can't add in angular size because that doesn't exist in the maths. There's no angular size shown in here, as you can see. This is the maths, no angular size. But I added it in just to make a point, and now and again I will do that. Point being is that Petey, the lad from earlier, he did not display it like this.
Nope.
He displayed a line like this and a line like that, and he displayed this line up here. It's like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you must display it correctly for a globe, which is with diverging zeniths, not parallel verticals and a horizontal. You don't have a horizontal, you have a straight line tangent that's meeting a sphere or a circle at one point. That's correct geometry. It's not a horizontal because it doesn't hold a horizontal orientation. Is it horizontal now? Is it horizontal now? Is it horizontal now? No. Where is it horizontal?
No
it
horizontal.
Can't be. There's no horizontal or vertical possible.
Yeah, there's no horizontals on a globe. It's as simple as that. And like I said, they usually are very dishonest when they try and debunk the argument, because they either straw man or they cherry pick or they do things like this, not actually using what their globe claims. It's quite sad and, again, pathetic. And I do think it's very pathetic that Globers are voting to come and debate and failing to show up. Really sad.
On a globe, you can have a straight line tangent, and you can have a 90-degree line from the center of the sphere or circle meeting that straight line tangent. You can make it 90 degrees either side of that, but you can't call that this serrated line here. You can't call that a horizontal, and you certainly can't call that a vertical. But as I showed right within, where do we go? I'm at to go to the wrong place. As I showed within, like, this guy is not displaying it. This is not a display. This is not an honest display in any way. And you have all the usual.
You see, the thing is, Brian, the thing that he's doing with this is he's taking it to the center of Earth and then taking it straight up again, like what they try and do to say, oh, well, the lines are all parallel. In the meantime, those are not zenith angles, so they can't be parallel. They're ignoring the angles on their surface. They're fighting for angles in the surface, but they're taking directly to the center and then using it with parallel, which is why you're pulling this out. Exactly. It's dishonesty. They're using the wrong geometry to make their point. So they're literally using against their geometry and proving it's flat by trying to say, oh, but look, it's actually a globe. No. Use the road. If you use the globe geometry like you're supposed to, it's not going to work. Hence why you have to do it this way.
With people in his chat or in his comment section, cheering him on and everything. I left a comment there. The usual rubbish, not displaying it correctly, and totally not displaying a flat out correctly. The whole thing is incorrect. The whole thing is dishonest. He changes the sizes. He literally pumps them up by 4, changes the ratio, all this kind of stuff. Doesn't matter. The point is, this is not what the person is observing. They're not looking at a side-on observation, are they? In this is not side-on. This is frontal perspective, right? Whereas this man has displayed it side-on, right? And it's a straw man position because you can't determine anything from side-on, because side-on is not what we see in reality.
Exactly, Brian. Exactly. Again, guys, orthographic view is not perspective. Yes, orthographic view can explain geometrically the angular size change, but it doesn't fully explain perspective. Orthographic view is only 2-dimensional. Perspective is 3-dimensional. We are 3-dimensional beings. Orthographic is 2-dimensional, so it ignores a dimension. Hence why you can't really claim orthographic is perspective-based. And this is exactly why you have issues the way you do, because you need to literally have a flat globe to do all your calculations or measurements, as you put it.
Now, for their globe, it can only be displayed side-on because their globe is orthographic. All their maths, all their curve maths are orthographic, so you can only display it side-on.
Yes.
Right? That's the way it can be displayed. You can't show their globe in reality because it doesn't exist. It's that simple, right? This is reality. This is a flat earth. Now, I have more coming on this in the future. I'm in contact with some people, some professional people. Hopefully I have more coming on this in the future. There's a lot goes in. There's more going into it. But it doesn't matter because I'm just going to destroy this now again anyway, right? So the idea in the future won't matter because this is already destroyed. I destroyed this as well with my perspective challenge. Something else I will show in the...
You know what's sad, guys? There's a lot of globies in the chat telling me I'm wrong, telling us this. Come in. Remember, the link is above. You have your opportunity to come in and debate me, all cordially, obviously, and respectfully. And then tell me how I'm wrong. Or are you too scared to actually open that yap of yours? Or you're just a keyboard warrior? You see, the problem you guys have is you have nothing. You literally are too poop scared to actually debate me or have a conversation with me. Because if you are live talking to me, you are held accountable for your statements. So if you do come and make a statement and a claim, I will be holding you to it. And you cannot back up that statement. So you rather don't come in. There's one word for that. It's called coward. Yes, coward.
I will leave in the description. It's a perspective challenge involving Blackpool, this Blackpool photograph, and a drone. Something else that's mentioned in, where is he? This guy Petey's video, and he does a really, really bad, as I show, he's already dishonest. He does an even more dishonest version of that. So you can watch his video. His video is only about 4 minutes long. My video is a bit longer, obviously. It's like, my video is like half an hour, but I really go into details with it. So the point being is that you can see me display it correctly. I display it just like Metabug display it. That's what I do. So I display it correctly, the tangent, divergence, and that's how you're supposed to display these things for a globe.
Hey, Roger.
Now,
Muffin
on to this, right? Here we have this photograph, right? So, like, the thing about this photograph is they're trying to claim that this is geometric or curved, that we can't see, that the reason that the mountain appears lower than the tower is because of if we go on the details of the observation, this shouldn't happen according to the details of the observation. Now, that's not true, right? When you take in the perspective effect of visual occultation, something they can't address or take in. And they've proven this over the years, that they can't deal with that any perspective effect, and they especially can't deal
Logan's
with
right.
photographic or also known as visual occultation, because it kills their stupid claims. Like, this is obviously on the flat earth, couldn't be any more obvious, but they want to say that the mountain appears lower than the tower for the observer, when the mountain is 5 times higher, so it should be higher. It's nonsense. Now, there's a lot I have a problem with this photograph and the official details that we got, and none of those, like the actual observation.
I just want to point out, guys, and I've said this many times before. Can you see those mountains are full of snow? Okay. And the air is colder further away by that snow. Now, closer to him, obviously it's still cold, but it's warmer than how many hundreds of kilometers away that was anyway. What does cold air do, guys? Cold air is denser. So what does it do? It seems to make the mountains either lift up or go down. Well, we see now with sky freeze demonstrations, when they let in cold air, it seems to cause things to look, how can I say, curved. It causes an obstruction most of the time, because it usually takes the back objects and makes it look lower, or the front objects to rise higher, depending on obviously the temperature inversions. But I'm clearly saying, based on just temperature inversions, based on the distance from the observer to these mountains, you can't really take a definitive, how can I say, measurement or calculation based on how high and how low it is from the tower to those mountains to say, oh, you see, because there's refraction involved, there's optical phenomena involved. But the thing we can take from this picture really definitively is the horizon should be, how do we work out? Was around about here. This is where the horizon should be on this photo. Okay? That's where the earth curve is supposed to start, your geometric earth curve. Yet, if you zoom into this part, you can see the bottom of those mountains there. That's not supposed to be possible on a globe Earth at all, even with your refraction. So there's a lot here that goes against the globe. It's actually sad that people are still fighting for this and thinking it's a globe evidence when it's literally been shown to be flat Earth. This is Black Swan 2.0, guys. And ever since this has been presented, they've been on a how can I put it? On a run spree, trying to claim it's globe when it doesn't prove globe at all. It literally debunks the globe through and through. What's up, Mike Jones? Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it.
Position was never verified. Like, someone can say, I was here, or that person was there, whether the photographer says they were in a particular position, or someone else says the photographer was in a particular position. It means absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. You must verify your position.
Yep.
But you must verify it. I mean, the standard for a flat earther and the standard for a globe earther are so different, because flat earthers must verify absolutely every single part and bit of what they're doing at any time, whereas globe earthers just can get away with saying, oh, I was just here, or saying that someone else, even if the person that took the photograph, like the guy who took this photograph, he may not have directly said that he was just anywhere. The people around him, like that we deal with, or not around him, but the people we deal with, might have just said, he was just there. Do you know what I mean? So there's no solid information that you can really verify concerning his observation position. Now,
I don't really agree with that, though, Brian. I think his name was Kevin Jackson, and you can actually go look him up on Facebook and stuff. I think I did contact him a while back when this whole thing was out, and he did verify his location. you can actually go on Google Earth and you can see that little top he said he claimed to stand on. He went on. Let's see if I can actually bring Google Earth up. I don't have it on my Google Earth Pro, but I will see if we can find it quickly. Gonna have to look for manually. Blackpool, UK. It's around about, okay, that's okay. Let me just zoom in quickly. I'm going to share my screen, replace window. There we go. Okay. I hope it's showing. Oh, what's going on now? Is it showing for you guys? Why is it not letting me select? Okay. Okay. So it is showing. I'm going to look quickly if we can find it properly and then show you. Because it was like at a car park where specifically was. Let's see. I know it was around about this area. This is such a long time ago. I can't remember. I think it was around about here. Actually, I have to try and look where the information was last. You know what? Let me quickly look what the information was. I can't remember. Just for safety's sakes, guys. Because just not going to get the wrong information, and we do not want that. Because otherwise, I'm going to have crying crybabies all day long. Ah, flat earthers don't do their research properly. Like I said, I haven't looked into this Blackpool thing in such a long time. Location. Let's see if I can find it. Southport. Okay, vantage point. He was at a vantage point in Southport. Okay, so I have to look at Southport. Southport. Okay, so it is the, okay, so was yeah around, but I was right. Okay, so I was around, but yeah, because it was at a carport. There we go. This is where it was. I remember he showed. There's the circle. He has the car park. Someone's trying to come in. Who's it? Oh, Luca. Hey, Luca, how's it going?
Hi, I'm doing. Yeah, it's going pretty well. Fantastic. It's going fantastic.
Okay, what is the topic you want to debate on?
I'll let you finish up here. What were you about to do?
Busy showing the Blackpool where the guy was standing on. He was at this carport. He was around about here somewhere. And
All right.
when he looked out, because he claimed he went around here somewhere on the thing, and then he looked out to Blackpool from there. That was the claim. See, and that's where he saw the towers. So yes, he did give an actual location. If I can find the right hill that he claimed to be on, because it was like on a little hill. This is the car park, and he said he went around about, I think it was that, so I can't see it now. And I remember even Bev says on this little hill, around about this little hill, yeah. So exit street view. So we can take it around. I'm just gonna more or less just place it on here, just as a as a marker, because I mean he did do it around just somewhere. I'm not saying that's exactly the point where it was, guys. I'm just saying was around there somewhere. And he was looking. So how's it going, by the way, Luca?
Oh, it's going fantastic.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I'm in a good mood, I guess.
That's good. Did you sleep well?
Um, well, I just woke up, so I'm a bit tired. I have my tired voice, or just got up voice.
It's okay. Towers should be round about. Trying to look for Blackpool Tower. Where is it? What? Shouldn't it be here somewhere? I don't know. Am I looking at the right place? It's the ferry. There we go. Should be around about here somewhere. Or am I looking wrong, guys? Blackpool. Blackpool. Oh, wait. Oh, that's all. Oh, I'm looking totally wrong. There we go. It should be here. No wonder why I didn't find it. Okay. There's the. Okay. That's another thing we see. Should be the tower. Should be in line here somewhere. Tell me when you see a tower. No, this is far. Too far. There's the tower. Save. Just going to say tower. Okay. So that is the distance that he saw. Okay. Looking through. Seeing all this. From that about vantage point. That was what he saw. And it was quite a distance.
I
See if I can
can't
get it.
see.
Can't you see?
I can't see what number. What's the distance?
I didn't check now. What was the distance?
Oh,
I'm gonna check now because I didn't check.
oh.
How would I want to check the distance now? Let's just do this. Just get a rough estimate. About 20 Ks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I was right. About 20 Ks last time.
What's that like? Well, let's see. About maybe maybe 14 miles. Maybe.
Yeah, but the point we're trying to say is based. Let's say on 20 Ks. Hey, one mind could see you. Based on 20 Ks, should you see what we are seeing in this photo? Let me get to the replace screen. Should we be seeing anything in this photo for 20 Ks away?
It depends on the conditions, but no, on like average day, it also depends on how high the tower is as well, depending on if it would be visible. But if it was like a short tower and
Let me do it this way.
it was a good day, then I suppose you wouldn't really see it. No.
I'm gonna
But
see if I can get the high
again,
resolution again.
Again, that's making two assumptions, which would need to be taken into account.
Yeah.
So,
Where am I going to get a high resolution photo again? Oh man. Yes. Okay, I think this is it. I just want to get the high resolution photo quickly because I used to have it, but I didn't need it anymore, so I haven't really bothered about it. Okay. Let's open it in. No. Sorry. By the way, guys, please just hit the likes and share the show. Appreciate everybody. You guys are awesome. You rock. Okay. Okay, I've got it up. Now just gotta share the screen, replace window. Okay. This is the photo now. Okay. Can you see that, Luca?
Uh-huh.
Yes, no, obviously it's not the full photo because that other cut up there. But I'm going to quickly zoom in here.
Yeah, it's
Do you see
very
this?
close, yeah.
Do you see the shoreline here? You
Um,
can see people walking on the beach here even.
yeah.
Yeah. You see it's
Okay.
got all this. You see there's more people walking and all
Oh.
this. Do you know that none of this should be visible on your globe? The horizon
No.
should start around here, where my mouse is. This is where your globe geometric horizon should start, where my mouse is. Around about here.
But you did say he was on a hill, right? So
Yeah, with
So-
his elevation. It's not that much elevation.
to the
He
horizon.
had a
should start-
tripod. He had a tripod and everything. On the hill, everything, I think it came up to about 1.6 meters, if it was even that. And that's being very generous.
So okay, so 1.6 meters is that's a generous 1.6 meters. He was standing on a hill. He was a bit away from the shoreline, wasn't he? He was on a hill that was like on land, a bit away from the beach. What was the elevation of where he was standing?
I'm going to see, because I did streams and videos on it so long ago, though. I can't remember all the information. Let me see if I can get one of my old videos up about it.
Maybe if you had the coordinates, maybe.
I want you to get all the information.
Yeah, all of the information.
Yeah. Even Raichi debunked this, by the way. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, let's take Raichi's demonstration. This is quite funny. SCC, wouldn't measuring the actual planet be a better way to spend your time? It's not a joke. What planet? I'm
What
literally
planet?
showing you your planet doesn't exist. I'm showing you it's optical. You guys are hijacking
There's
perspective.
no storm in Parliament, though.
I'm a fighter, survivor, 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 survivor. I'm a fighter, survivor, 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 survivor. I'm a fighter,
This is by Mike.
survivor, survivor, survivor.
Shout out to microphone, guys.
I'm a fighter, survivor, 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 survivor.
This is great.
Hey, my name is Tristan, and I'm in second grade, and I asked my
Is this
teacher
copyright?
to show me an experiment
No.
with a water curve.
Okay.
She couldn't do it because it doesn't
Just
curve.
don't want it.
The water always finds a water. Always finds a water. Always finds a water.
What's your teacher?
She just didn't talk to me anymore. All she did was walk away. I was like, what what is this about? What?
That's okay though. For being so young, you're very, very smart. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Guys, by the way,
keep,
hit the
keep
like,
up the good
share
work,
the
man, and
show.
stay flat, okay?
Appreciate you guys. Oh, Ashley, really?
Oh my.
When the music was just about to come on.
Okay, I'm a flat earther. She couldn't do it.
Hey Ryan, what's the name?
I'm a flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther. I'm a flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther. I'm a flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther.
Mary Wadenga.
I'm a flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat earther, flat My name is Tristan and I'm in second grade and I asked my teacher to show me an experiment where water curves. She
Yeah,
couldn't
water
do
doesn't
it because
curve,
it doesn't
guys.
curve. The water always finds the water. Always finds the water. Always finds the water.
Yeah, this is
What'd your teacher do?
She just didn't talk to me anymore. All she did was walk away. And I was like, what is this about? What?
That's okay though. For being so young, you're very, very smart. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So keep up the good work, man, and stay flat, okay?
Okay, I'm a flat earther.
Hey, my great turn. He doesn't like it,
She couldn't do it.
Rip this up for sound bites. This is
Exactly,
awesome.
Logan. Earth curve hijack perspective. That's all it is. All it is. The difference is we know it's all optical. They just claim physicality. All just optical.
Weird. Sort of like foreshortening. Like my hand moving closer is getting bigger and blocking my head.
Yep. So what do you have to say? Mr.
Yes.
Luca?
Perspective. Yeah.
So you would agree perspective's a thing?
Yeah. But the eye level doesn't equal the horizon.
Sorry.
I mean, well, your eye level is like an imaginary. It's like a well, when you look across the ground, like it I'm trying to find a simpler way. Hold on. Well,
Look at this. Shame, Totally Level. That must suck because I haven't seen you come in to try to debate me and try and explain perspective to me. You know what also is weird? I literally majored in art. I studied art, so it's a bit weird that I would not understand perspective. It's literally perspective that got me to understand we don't live on a globe. So, really odd. So, go ahead, Luca.
Well, it's like telephone poles, or will as it gets further away, will appear to go below your eye level because the
Not below your eye level. Remember, eye level, your apparent eye level has a relative position. So, let's say with you rise in altitude, the eye level, for instance, the horizon rises relative to eye level. You do understand that the horizon is physically lower than your eyes, though.
yes,
Yes, but
yes,
it rises.
you always need to look down
The
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
horizon. Yeah.
the optical effect is that it always rises relative, no matter how high you go. You see the uh, apparent horizon in view relative to your eye level. Correct?
The horizon rises to eye level.
Relative to eye level. So it doesn't matter what altitude you are, the horizon will always be relative to your eye level.
What does relative mean? Like exactly eye level?
No, relative. It's just because I'm saying it's physically under your eyes. Okay.
Yes, you always need
The
to look
water
down.
is physically under your eyes. The sky is physically above. But because it has an optical effect of convergence, it gives what we call a horizon. It's an apparent position. Now, that horizon line, no matter what altitude you are, is going to follow you. You understand? Straw man we get though is, oh, it's not exactly eye line. No,
I
it's not
mean,
supposed to be exactly eye level.
I mean the higher you go, the more you'd have to look down.
You never look
to-
down.
But the horizon is below you.
You never look
It's
down, no matter what altitude you go. The
it's
horizon is always
always
relative to eye level.
no. The horizon is always below your eye level, unless you're like in the earth. Like then it would be above, kind of.
Have you seen?
because
Seen
if you're
high
like
altitude?
halfway.
Have you, for instance, seen high altitude balloon footage?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to
Like
look down to see the horizon?
how's the but have you seen the video of the moon and the sun and how they're the photo of them and how they're below eye level?
Yeah, but
The
that's
moon is below eye level. But
no,
if
but
the
that's we're talking
horizon
about the
was
horizon. We're talking about the horizon, Luca.
but if the horizon is always at your eye level,
Relative,
then the moon would not
relative
be
to eye level.
below your eye level.
Why can't the moon be below?
Well,
Just like when
what does
remember the video I just showed. Remember the video I just showed with the cars and everything moving away,
mm-hmm.
and it seemed to have an apparent drop while it was moving away. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
But like something above you would not drop below your eye level, no matter how far away it got, because it wouldn't change height. It would just get further and further away. It would not drop below your eye level. No. No, no matter how far away it got, it would never drop below your eye level.
Let me see if I can find.
That's not how. That would. Who's in chat?
Wes, but it's only one at a
Wes,
time. He has to wait till you're done though.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll finish up in a few more minutes so he can have a turn.
Yeah, let me just do you see this on screen?
Uh-huh.
Where's eye level?
Well, Olive would be... Well, he is angled upward, so I guess eye level would probably be where he's looking, I guess, which is
But he's looking up there. So his eye level
yeah,
would be like there.
yeah, a bit lower, I
Below there.
suppose. I guess maybe.
But
I
then
know
why
it's hard to
is the light going
tell.
behind his eye level then?
No, it's hard to tell because there's nothing to indicate where eye
reference, yeah.
level should be.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no reference.
because in the other videos there is like a little indicator on where in the photos that with the moon below eye level, there's an indicator on the right side, indicating where eye level is. And you see on the photo on the indicator it is at 0, so that means it is exactly at eye level, and the moon is below your eye level at that point. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very helpful if you have one of those, so we know
Yeah,
exactly where eye level is.
I
Without
agree.
one, it's very hard to say.
No,
You
I
can't
agree.
just look out and claim it's eye level.
Okay, let's do another
Since
one.
it probably. So if you have a photo with one of those indicators on it, do you have one?
Look at this one. You would agree eye level can be determined on this photo.
Would probably be the middle of the screen, yeah.
So it'd be about there, the convergence.
About, yeah, just about.
Mm-hmm. And does it seem like these light poles are dropping in the distance?
Yeah, but they never go below eye level, you know.
No, I never claimed it should go below eye level.
Oh.
But
Well,
what happens when that light pole? What happens when this light pole gets far enough distance that the angular size is too small to see?
I mean, it's an Earth, which is claimed to be curved. So
No. Look what I'm saying. What happens when this light pole? You can see the angular size change is getting smaller as it gets in distance. Correct.
So
what happens when it gets to a pinprick there that you can't see it anymore? What basin surroundings is still visible? The ocean.
Yeah, I
So
suppose
the
so.
ocean
Yeah.
has a larger angular size.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to differentiate between the light pole anymore and the horizon due to the water, because the diffraction will play a major role. The larger angle, hence the water, will diffract and overpower the area disk of the small lamp pole. Understand that? So that's why you don't see the lamp pole, which it seems to go behind or below your curve, but it's not. It's an optical effect. It's not physical.
Do you have like a? Well, do you have like one of the? Well, I guess I should let Wesley in, huh?
Well, it was great having you in, man.
Yeah, it was. Well, if Wesley's still here, is Wesley?
Yeah,
Is Wesley still?
yeah.
All right, I'll leave then. See you,
Okay.
Flatside. It was fun.
Cheers, Luca. Thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're welcome. Bye.
Blessings. Bye. There we go. Hey, Wesley, how's it going?
Hey, Flats. I just wanted to show you something and wanted to get your take on what you think, because I think you kind of explained it there, but I just want to get your take on what you think this is. What's happening here?
Exactly what I said with the diffraction. Remember
Diffraction,
the ocean
refraction or diffraction?
diffraction.
Okay, so what? Sorry, I guess I missed. How does this apply to diffraction?
The Aries discs. So the water has a larger Aries disk with diffraction, and it overpowers the smaller, further away turbines. Also, you have to understand that the water you're looking at has swells. So you got waves, you got swells, and you also have some refraction, obviously, because it's low to the ground. So that's what causes this obstruction. It's all optical.
So why is the turbine on the far left here, where you can see two of the blades, why is one and the whole tower basically gone, but you can still see several, the whole top of it? Like that would be a humongous tsunami if there was a wave that blocked it that high.
No, have you ever lied down on the floor at the beach before, on your stomach, and looked out at the ocean?
Yep.
And you saw like this little small wave that's maybe 10 centimeters or 5 centimeters wide. When it gets closer to you, it grows, correct? Now that little 5 or 10 centimeter wave seems to look like it's 30 centimeters high. And let's say someone's swimming in the background. You only see their head. You understand?
Sorry.
Just like my paint can demonstration. It's exactly the same.
But you can see how small the waves
Due to the
are in
angle.
the foreground here. They're not 30 meters tall, which they would have to be in order to block. These towers are about 50 meters tall. So how does a foot block 50 meters?
As I say, it could be a wave, it could be swells. And you got some refraction to contend with. What's the elevation
So a 1
of
meter wave would block out 50 feet of a tower?
Yeah, what's the elevation and distance of this observation?
So the distance would probably be, I don't know, probably if it in the foreground 3, and then probably in the background maybe 5 miles at the most.
And the elevation?
I don't know what the elevation is on this. I don't know if it really matters though, because it doesn't. You could assume it's at sea level. But the
thing is, we need to know the elevation with the distance to kind of make a how can I say, a deductive reasoning on this observation. Otherwise, it's just, trust me, understand, because I'm saying it's optical, you're saying it's physical. But if we don't have any data on it, we can't really make any logical conclusion.
You would agree with me that the horizon, if it is optical, everything at the horizon or behind it would be refracted approximately the same amount, right?
No.
Why not?
Because this is different.
The light's going through the same amount of atmosphere.
No, remember, the further away it is, the more atmosphere you have to look through.
Okay, which would raise it up higher, correct, with refraction?
No, not always.
Refraction
doesn't always raise things.
When have you ever seen something diffracted where it goes below? Refraction only raises things through our atmosphere, at least.
No. Diffraction is what happens when you got what they call Aries discs. You know what an Aries disc is?
No, I don't.
Okay, you got a maxima and a minima. Let me see if I can quickly draw it on paint quickly for you. It's going to be the easiest way to explain it. Okay, it's a showing. Okay, so what we got is we got wavelength of light kind of thing. So you can imagine that this is the one wavelength of light. Okay, you got a minima and you got a maxima. Okay, so if you got one object here and you got another object here with its minima and maxima, as soon as these two meet, and they overlap each other. They start to combine that you don't see two objects anymore, you see one. So when it gets to this point, it starts looking like one object. And eventually, when it gets too close to each other, you only see the largest object. So it's almost the same as, when you see a light. I don't know if you've looked out in the distance before of a car. When it's driving from far, you only see one headlight.
Yeah, because it's come together as one. You can only resolve.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's like the two lights, they've merged into one. Those are the two Aries discs merged together. So it created one light. So you're only optically able to observe one light, but there's actually two lights.
Yep.
So the closer it gets, the more they seem to separate. So you can see, okay, there's two lights. Now this is the same with the diffraction over the far distances. The ocean has a large Aries disk. The boats, or in this case, the wind turbines, the further away they are, the Aries disk is smaller. So what's going to always be more apparent? The larger and closer Aries disk. And so it diffracts over the smaller and further away observed object.
So we can still see the top of these, but the Aries disk just happens to take out the bottom of them.
Yeah, remember, like I said, if you explain it like they move together like this, okay? Now imagine this is the ocean, and this is what's closer to the bottom of the ocean, the base. The top is not closer to the bottom. The base is the closest to the bottom to the ocean.
Okay. How do you spell Aries disk? I've never heard this before.
Airys.
Okay.
I actually did a whole series on explaining diffraction with the math and everything as well. Let me see if I can get a video for you. I can put it in the link for you if you want to go through it sometime.
Yeah.
Although it was before I got my microphone and stuff, so the audio is not too brilliant. I was planning on doing an updated version soon. I should actually do it when I have time. Let's see.
Do you have a picture of it happening in nature, like or anywhere else, other than I guess car lights together? Is there anywhere else that you've seen that?
Yeah. You can see it all over. This is how we explain bottom-up destruction of boats and things.
Okay, so it's not the actual ground getting in the way of it, is what you're saying. It's an optical
apparent, it's an apparent optical illusion.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to quickly look if I can find that video for you. And what would I've called it? Just such a long time ago. Sorry about this. I just got to find it. Guys, please do hit the likes. Share the show. Appreciate everybody coming in. There we go. Bottom-up destruction explained. There we go. I'm going to do an update one. Hey, Glenn. Good to see you, man. Okay, so there we go. If you want to go through it, you can. Okay. You're more than welcome.
All right. I've never heard of Aries failure, so I can't debate you on that, but thanks for your explanation. Appreciate it.
Cool. No problem. So, see this would be an Aries disk. So it gives a maxima and a minima, and then explaining it, you see when the two get formed together, and you see only one object.
So is that from a light source, or can it just happen from light reflecting off of an object like the ocean, the water?
Yeah, it can any object. This is practically what we see when it comes together. You see on the top here, the M that I was showing you. You can still see it depicts two kind of objects, but as soon as they go and it's too close to each other, it looks like one object.
So would you say the picture that I showed was from Aries disks or a wave, or you don't know?
I would say it's a combination.
Okay.
I would say it's a combination of the two.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, man. And I appreciate you coming in. And thank you for having such a cordial discussion. Yeah, that was quite cool. Thanks, guys. You guys rock. Please do hit the like, share the show. I really do like this new way of having this discussion. I think it's much more fruitful, and the way we can get more information out there and stuff. So, yeah. Do you guys want me to do a new updated version on the diffraction limit and Rayleigh criterion? Do type 1 in chat. Let me know. Or type 2 if you think I should just ignore it. It's up to you. I do want to do it, though. Yes, I can explain things disappearing bottom up. Have been showing it happen many, many years now. Been doing demonstrations showing them, how can I say, having bottom up obstruction due to observational demonstration with optics using refraction, diffraction, you name it. Let's see if I can find one of my old demonstrational videos. I should actually update some of these thumbnails. Might make it easier for me to search them. This is also a quick one. This is done on a mixing bench. It's an aluminium flat bar. Obviously, it's now the camera standing like this, so it's it's vertical. So I didn't turn it like this, but you get the idea. Now you can see there's a cap here, there's a cap there, and then there is like a bolt, and where the camera is, there's another bolt right here. I'm going to show you a reference because I'm right above, and you can already see the diffraction happening just around about here, like this fading, the diffraction, and you can see due to the perspective, this cap looks like it's sinking in to the horizon and having bottom obstruction. This bolt here, there's a red painted part of the bolt at the bottom that's disappeared due to diffraction, which is very demonstrable. See, just showing reference to I'm on top. Here's the bolt. Got my rock today. I mean, you probably wouldn't believe me, but I used to have long black hair at a stage and a goatee and everything. I was a big rocker, man. But yeah, it's good to see everybody. If you guys, we still have a half an hour left if anybody wants to come in and jump in. You guys are going to understand this. Sis, die duivel se musiek flat, so it's calm here. I used, like, even though, I mean, I used to love Christian rock music and stuff as well. I mean, my favorite Christian rock band of all time still is Pillar. So I used to like Pure D, Jesus Freaks. I even used to like a lot of secular rock bands, like System of a Down was still one of my favorites. I used to like some Metallica, some Def Leppard. But everybody goes through that stage probably. I don't know. Let's see. I didn't see what you guys voted for. Did you guys vote ones? Okay, there were ones. Okay. So I'll definitely do an update of the diffraction limit thing for sure. Again, appreciate everybody. Guys, please just hit the likes. I'm sure we can get likes. We've got double the amount of people in than the likes on the show. So it doesn't really make sense. Again, the link is above memory. If anybody wants to come in and have a discussion or debate, it's up to you. But why? Hello, good to see you. Love your logo, by the way. Your avatar, the clown Earth. That's quite good. Otherwise, let me see if I can find something else. I got one that was still with cats as well, I think. That was actually quite good. Cats explaining the diffraction. Let's see if I can find it quickly. There is this quickie. Yes. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Okay.
If that's bigger than theta min, then I'll be able to resolve this part of the boat from this part of the boat. Maybe there's two little things here I want to resolve. And if the viewing angle between those two things is bigger than theta min, I can resolve them. If I want to resolve the bottom of the boat to the top of the boat, then I've got this entire angle. And if that is bigger than theta min, I'll be able to tell the top from the bottom. But nowhere, absolutely nowhere, does the Rayleigh criterion say it's got anything to do with things disappearing from the bottom.
This is an Aries disc. In essence, this was only way explaining, cats. An Aries disc is what causes the diffraction pattern. You see, each object has their own Airy disc. As soon as they move close to each other, and once the angle size is halved at the central maxima,
The likes,
this is when
guys.
you
Hit the
get
likes.
them unresolvable. So yes, Aries disc is diffraction limit. Okay, this is just representing the Airy disc and showing the values for the minima and the maxima. If you want to know how the values are set, you will have to go and study more on vessel function equation. I'm not going to go in any detail of that now, but this is literally just to show that CAT is very ignorant or willfully trying to deceive everybody. You can just see the wavelength of light going through the aperture. That would be the diameter there, and every angle is different. So the central maxim of an Airy disk, when coincides with the min of another, it's what gives the diffraction limit. So put quite simply, the angle of data should be greater or equal to data sub 1. So if you want to work out the resolution limit, you would take the sine of the first angle, that's the data sub 1, to the first minima, and that is equal to 1.22 times the wavelength divided by the diameter of the aperture, and that is where you get your limited diffraction limit. So that would be the limited angle of which is resolvable, and thus you can no longer see anything beyond that marker. So simply put, this is the reason why we see bottom-up obstruction with things going into the distance, as the larger close angle, the deck, is compressing over the smaller further away angle of the ship's hull, because the resolution angle is just too limited to be able to resolve, and
in essence it's just too much pixels crammed into one small area. Well, I will go into more detail in this in a future video.
Yeah. Okay, that was an old one. Unfortunately, my voice was very soft there, but yeah. Let me see. What else can I show? Because you're all waiting for someone to come in. If the computer will work. All this, there we go. I'm going to show one of my oldest videos quickly. Just going to quickly make my wife some cappuccino, and then going to quickly make my wife some cappuccino and just show you guys this now. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Welcome. On this video we will be learning how your eyesight will perceive the ship in the distance. Firstly, let's see how your eyes work. In this first image, you can see near objects will fill more of your field of vision. It will leave the image on the back of the retina. The further away objects will fill less of your field of vision and leaves a smaller image on the retina. Do you see how the field of vision angles change? This image of a ship is at level ground. You can see the angles of your eye in the colors. First, the red line is your level eyesight. That will stay level. Secondly, the blue line is the top eyesight view. That will change as the object you are looking at gets further away. Thirdly, the green line is the bottom view. This image would usually be the smallest and will keep getting smaller as the image vanishes into the distance. The smaller the angle, as the bottom viewpoint will vanish first as the angle will get smaller and smaller with the bottom of the ship. Thus the ship will appear to look as if the boat is going over a curve of water. That is not a curve but how your eyesight projects the ship going out of your view. You can always zoom back the ship with a strong enough lens, proving the ship is just out of your field of view and not over a curve. I will put a video showing how ships come back into view after it had gone out of your field of view.
What you do is tragic. How you, baby, run, run, baby, run, run. Baby, run, run, run away. Call me up, want my love, cause you miss me. Say you're sorry, you can't wait to kiss me. Then you, baby, run, run, baby, run, run. Baby, run, run, run away. And I know that I'm crazy, but you've got this hold on me, baby. So I'll go wherever you take me. I'll strap until we get to the end. If you're holding me too long, or your feelings come on too strong, that's the time that you, baby, run, run, baby, run, run. Baby, run, run, run away. When you're happy and warm, or you're comfortable in my arms, that's the time that you, baby, run, run, baby, run, 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 run. Baby, run, run, run away. Take you out to the water's deep end. Guess you don't really know how to swim. So you, baby, run, run, baby, run, run. Baby, run, run, run away. I'm And I know that I'm crazy, but you've got this hold on me, baby. So I'll go wherever you take me. I'll strut until we get to the end. If you're holding me too long, oh, your feelings come on too strong. That's the time that you, baby, run, run, baby, run, 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 baby, run, run, run away. When you're happy and warm, oh, you're comfortable in my arms. That's the time that you, baby, run, run, baby, run, 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 baby, run, run, run away, run away.
Okay. Why is it not playing anything else? Anyway, I'm back. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Yes, it is the impossible. I 100% agree. So what do you guys want us to show next? Remember, the link is above there if anybody wants to come in and have a discussion. We still have like 25 minutes left. So if anybody wants to have a debate, you're more than welcome to. Let's see. I do like this pressure needs a container. It's also one of my first videos. Quite cool looking at all the old stuff.
Where's the coldest place on Earth? A ridge in Antarctica discovered via a NASA satellite is a bone-chilling minus 92 degrees Celsius. If you spilled part of your coffee on the ground, it would probably land as ice. But that is still much warmer than what we are talking about today. In this video, I wish to present the third law of thermodynamics. This law is fundamentally related to the entropy of a system and establishes the concept of absolute zero. The third law can be expressed by stating that the entropy of a perfectly crystalline solid is zero at absolute zero. Note that by definition, impurities in a crystal would prevent it from being ideal and from reaching absolute zero. Absolute zero is part of the Kelvin temperature scale. It corresponds to minus 273.14 degrees Celsius or minus 459.67 degrees Fahrenheit. To remind ourselves, the Kelvin scale sets zero as an absolute quantity. Degrees are not normally used when giving a value in Kelvin. So instead of saying 0 degrees Kelvin, we just say 0 Kelvin. Now back to our perfect crystal. When we reach absolute zero, all the energy associated with atomic motion has left the crystal. The atoms become perfectly still. The problem with reaching absolute zero is provided by the second law. Since heat always flows from higher temperature to lower temperatures, it is clear that heat will always want to instantly move into any system approaching absolute zero. To understand entropy and understand absolute zero, it is best to introduce the concept of microstates. A microstate can be represented as all the possible ways in which atoms can be placed into different energy levels. Imagine 3 atoms occupying a system which is divided into 3 connecting rooms. Each room is a different energy level. You can place all 3 atoms in the lowest energy level or in one of the other 2 for a total of 3 possible microstates. Alternatively, you can place 2 atoms in one of the energy levels and a single atom in one of the other 2, resulting in 6 more microstates. Finally, you could place a single atom in each energy level. In total, you would have 10 possible microstates. When absolute zero is reached,
Debatable D. The simple. The area's disk is just in the angle alone. So it's the maximum and the minimum of the angle itself, based on the aperture of the observer. In our case, it would be eyes or a camera.
all of the atoms must be in the lowest microstate, resulting in a net entropy of 0. There is a simple expression which can be used to calculate the entropy of a system. It states that entropy, S, is equal to Boltzmann's constant times the natural log of the number of equiprobable microstates. At absolute zero, we just learned that all the atoms must occupy the lowest microstate. Since the natural log of a single microstate is 0, then the entropy of the system is equal to 0. Another way to express the third law of thermodynamics is to state that absolute zero cannot be reached by stepping through a series of microstates. More precisely, absolute zero cannot be reached through a finite sequence of cyclic processes. To understand more about absolute zero, we will introduce the concept of negative temperature. You might say, wow, how can a temperature be more negative than absolute zero? This must be nonsense. Negative temperatures can actually exist when we consider a system which can be characterized by electronic or nuclear spin. That is related to my own field of magnetic resonance imaging. So let's learn a little about MRI. In medical MRI, we typically detect signals from hydrogen atoms in water molecules. The hydrogen atom has a nucleus, which is made up of a single proton, as you may remember from high school. Protons have a positive charge. Interestingly, the proton has a property known as nuclear spin. Because it is charged, the proton therefore also has a small magnetic moment. Normally, all the little magnetic moments from the hydrogen atoms in your body are randomly oriented. If an external magnetic field, however, is applied, they begin to precess like a top around the main field. When they do so, they can rotate either parallel to the main field or spin up, or alternatively, they can be anti-parallel or spin down. These two populations differ slightly in energy. If the atoms are able to remain in thermal contact with their surrounding lattice when this happens, then at room temperature, a very slightly greater amount of nuclei will become aligned parallel to the magnetic field and will be spin up. We will have just two energy levels, with the spin up protons in the lower energy level. The amount of protons in the upper or the lower energy state is given by what is known as the Boltzmann equation. It depends solely on temperature and the energy separation between the energy levels, known as delta E. The energy separation between spin up and spin down energy depends only on the type of nuclei we are studying and on the strength of the external magnetic field. Delta E becomes greater with stronger magnetic fields, and that is why MRI scientists always want stronger magnets. You end up with a bigger difference between the amount of spin up and spin down hydrogen atoms, and that gives you more signal and better pictures. Now let's return to the Boltzmann equation. As temperature moves to infinity, the population of the nuclear spins in each state becomes equal, as e to the 0 is equal to 1. This is telling us something about the definition of temperature as well. Infinite temperatures imply that all states are equally populated. That would not be very useful for MRI, since no signal could be extracted from such a system. If we could reach absolute zero, the lower state would become exclusively populated. To reach negative temperatures in MRI, all we need to do is put more spins in the upper energy state than in the lower state. In that case, the temperature in Boltzmann's equation becomes negative. In practice, this is accomplished with electromagnetic energy in a process which is called polarizing the sample. We could try to reach absolute zero by approaching it from negative values, but the same restrictions would apply. Absolute zero cannot be reached from either direction. To see why, let's examine the spin distribution above and below absolute zero. When we approach from infinite positive temperatures, all the spins end up in the lower energy state. But when we approach absolute zero from negative infinite temperatures, they all end up in the higher energy state. There is a clear discontinuity at absolute zero, and this represents another visualization of why absolute zero can never be reached. We studied negative temperatures to gain more insight into the third law. But remember that such temperatures represent specialized states which do not exist at random in nature. Well, that does it for the third law. If you enjoyed this,
Glad you enjoyed it. Okay. I see still everybody going on about Aries discs. You could swear that you guys have never really paid attention about Aries discs and things before. Why is that? I want to actually... Where is it? There was another video. Let's see. Where was it? It was a cats. Cats. No, it wasn't that one. I'm looking for a specific video with cats. Gas pressure. Can't seem to find the video I'm looking for. I'll have to look through all my old videos to see if I can find it. Yeah, but this is an old thermodynamic debate I had with FTFE. This was like one of my first debates, actually. This is, yeah, when I was just actually getting into the debating. It's quite an interesting, but this is just a cut from that full debate, though.
So, what natural laws is it that you think the globe violates? Let's try and avoid talking about reification fallacies and stuff and what is and isn't a model, and just try and focus on the natural laws that we've been talking about and what it is you think about the globe that violates them. You mentioned the first law of thermodynamics, and you mentioned a natural law of entropy. So what one do you want to talk about?
Well, you can choose any one. It doesn't matter.
Well, okay. Let's start with the natural law of entropy. What is that law that you're talking about?
The second law of thermodynamics.
Okay, right, cool. That's easy. I did 18 months of thermodynamics in my degree, so I know quite a lot about thermodynamics. So, what is the second? Could you just tell me what your understanding of what the second law of thermodynamics is?
Well, the second law of thermodynamics, it's more, I can say it's more concerned with entropy. Which is produced by a process and is associated with the loss of ability to do work. The second law states that the entropy of the universe increases. So we do agree, entropy can't decrease. It's always going to increase.
I would... Right, okay, let's start with a very important thing about the second law of thermodynamics, and that is the type of system that it deals with. What kind of system is that?
Are you saying it's isolated systems?
Well, that is what the second law of thermodynamics is, isn't it? Because the second law of thermodynamics deals with entropic processes within an isolated system. So the isolated system that it's talking about is the universe, right?
Okay. So you're saying that we're in an isolated system?
I'm saying that the universe is an isolated system. And that is what the second law of thermodynamics refers to. And it is an absolute fact that the the entropy of the isolated system, the universe, always increases.
Correct. And Earth, is it closed or open?
Earth is classed as a closed system in physics.
That's not true, because you claim to have astronauts leaving Earth. So that
Yeah,
can't be closed, because
a closed system in physics allows for the transfer of small parts of matter and energy. It's not completely isolated like an isolated system. It allows for some transfer of energy between systems, whereas obviously an open system and isolated system are the other ends of those. So when we're talking about systems, the Earth is classed as a closed system, and the universe is the only isolated system that there is. And I will agree with you that the entropy of an isolated system will always increase. But that doesn't mean that you cannot have systems within that isolated system that, within their own isolated part, reverse the laws of entropy. For instance, what happens inside your fridge freezer? Well, from the perspective of inside the fridge freezer, the laws of entropy are being reversed. Of course, if you look at the larger system of that, the process of the fridge freezer doing that releases heat into the room that it's included in. So the entropy of the room that the fridge freezer in has increased, but the entropy within the fridge freezer itself has decreased. And that's what the second law of thermodynamics talks about. And as the Earth isn't an isolated system, it's not bound by the second law of thermodynamics that entropy can only increase, because it's not an isolated system.
Okay, can I give
over to you.
So are you trying to tell me then Earth is an isothermic system like a fridge? You know that's a constant.
I'm saying that Earth is a closed system and not an isolated system. It's a microsystem within the larger isolated system.
You know what the isothermic system is? You just explained it with the fridge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Earth
Within
a constant temperature.
Earth has a constant energy input and output.
So PV on NRT is wrong now.
Well, that's an ideal
say
gas
is
law.
everything. Yeah, but you're saying everything is constant. That's not true.
No, I'm not saying everything is constant. I'm saying that the energy of a closed system or an open system can reverse entropy within that particular system. And this is what I mean, okay? The second law of thermodynamics states that the entropy of an isolated system will always increase. It doesn't talk about a closed system. So when flat earthers in general say, well, the Earth violates the second law of thermodynamics because the atmosphere is next to space, that is a strongman, because we're not saying that it's violating any laws. That's what you guys are saying. We're saying that it's not an isolated system, so it's not bound by those strict definitions of the second law of thermodynamics. The isolated system is the universe.
You've heard about that quote from.
You're going to say Bill Nye, right?
From Arthur Eddington. If your theory is found to be against the second law of thermodynamics, I give you no hope. There is nothing for it but to collapse in the deepest humiliation. You understand that, right?
Yeah, and it's not against the second law of thermodynamics.
It is, because you just said that you are reversing entropy. Entropy can't reverse.
In an isolated system. The Earth isn't an isolated system. Yes, and you're correct. You're correct. And a closed system is not an isolated system. And the second law of thermodynamics, if you actually cite the actual second law of thermodynamics, it specifically mentions the entropy of an isolated system can only increase. It doesn't say that the entropy of a closed system can increase, because, well, like I said, inside of a fridge freezer, inside of a fridge, inside of a car with the AC on, these are all entropy being reversed on a micro scale. But the actual macro scale, the entropy still increases, because energy is used or transferred from one form to another to create the microsystem where entropy is going the other way.
So you're saying Earth is an adiabatic system?
I'm saying Earth is a closed system.
Yeah, that was like one of my first debates. Man, how have we gone from there? Just reading all the chats. Oh, man. And what did I actually get wrong, Muffin? I literally showed on screen citation and reference of everything to what was being spoken about. So weird. Anyway, it was a good discussion, guys. Thanks, Luca, for coming on, and Wes for a bit. It was great having us on. Hopefully, you guys will come in next time. We did have 77 votes. Just have to point out, we had 77 votes, guys. Are you ready to debate me on anything you choose? 52% said yes. 48% said no. And yet only 2 showed up. The math doesn't add up, does it? Yeah. Anyway, it was great having you guys on. Really do appreciate everybody. I see the likes are still low. Only 36 likes, and we got more than double that people in. So I don't understand how that works. The math doesn't add up. You could just hit the likes if you haven't already. Just support the show. It does help, guys. It really, really does help. And I do appreciate everybody's engagement and liking and sharing and just talking. So yeah, I hope I am able to, how can I say, get everybody happy and on board with this channel so we can get it to grow. Because at the end of the day, we do this for you guys. You guys need to be around so we can get this channel to grow. So yeah, I do appreciate you all, even you trolleys in the chat, even though you are cowards and too scared to come and actually debate. What can we say? Appreciate you all again. Until tomorrow night. What did I say tomorrow night we're going to do? Oh, yeah. Tomorrow night, the topic is going to be on the Third Temple and end times. So don't miss it. It is definitely about the update of the Third Temple being built right now. Well, it's going to be built right now. Where look at that. Now you're threatening people. Ugh. Yeah, it's so threatening to tell people that's telling me I'm wrong and calling me names just to stop being a coward and actually show up. That's so threatening. Oh well. Anyway, yeah. So you guys have any questions, hit the comments down below and let me know if you have any ideas for future streams as well. Just let me know and I'll be more than happy to look at it. Till tomorrow night, many blessings. Remember, God loves you and I'm always going to pray for you. Many blessings. May the pressure with you. Bye, guys.